great pictures all across your mind. Oh, yes, and help you find the answers you've been trying to find. You can take a hard day.
Oh, this is sad.
When things are going bad,
Getting worse.
and turn it into just the greatest day you've ever had. Do you believe in magic? I really want you to.
Oh, yes.
Please believe in magic.
For me,
Yeah, Lamb Choppy,
but mostly
for you.
for me.
But mostly for you. Did you ever have a day when you kept doing dumb things? Well, one day last week, I think it was Thursday, Lamb Chop decided she wanted her hair to look like mine. And she went into the bathroom and got down the bottle of my favorite and very expensive shampoo. Hey, Lamb Chop, that's Sherry's favorite and very expensive shampoo. What you gonna do with it?
Hush, puppy. What do you think I'm gonna do with it?
I think you're gonna get a mop and a broom and a lot of paper towels and try to clean it up before Sherry finds out.
Yes, that's what I'm gonna do with it.
What's going on in here? Oh, wait a minute. Is that my shampoo on the floor?
Yes, it is, Shari. I thought you were very tired and maybe you'd like me to shampoo your hair. Lying down.
You expect me to believe that?
No, but I couldn't think of anything else. If you give me a little more time.
Lamb Chop, you cannot keep taking other people's things without asking first. That's bad manners. Well, that's how the day started. Later, on her way to school, Lamb Chop was pedaling her bike extra fast.
Yeah, and all I did was look back to see how far ahead of Hush Puppy and Jolly Horse I was.
Lamb Chop wasn't looking, so accidentally she bumped into a policewoman.
My goodness!
Accidentally.
Accidentally, but instead of saying, "Excuse me," Lamb Chop said,
Ouch!
and of course, the policewoman gave Lamb Chop a whole other speech about manners.
You could say I'm sorry.
In the lunchroom, everyone was online, but Lamb Chop cut in front of somebody. Sherry, you got that wrong. I do? She cut in front of everybody.
Well, I was starving.
And along came the biggest monitor in the school.
Other people are hungry too, Lamb Chop. You can't take cuts. That is impolite.
Lamb Chop was sent to the back of the lunch line, which was very long.
I hardly had time to eat a bite.
A few minutes later, Lamb Chop was back in the classroom.
Hamsters
You
are
give up?
small. They don't
I had
smell
9
and they're
buttons, but
very
I could only
gentle.
fasten 8.
They are also
And while
here's
one
a
of
good
the
one.
children was
Here's
giving
the
a
red
speech
pencil
about her
in
pet
it.
hamster, Lamb Chop was whispering a joke to Hush Puppy, whose seat
If I
is
don't
right
wear a
beside
belt,
hers.
my pencil- Yeah, and it was such a funny joke. But instead of getting a laugh, I got a teacher screaming at me, having a fit.
Lamb Chop, you know it's rude to talk while others are speaking.
Well, let me just say Thursday was a bad day for good manners.
Thursday night was even worse.
Yes. Lamb Chop, Charlie Horse, and Hush Puppy and I sat down to dinner. Of course, Lamb Chop had missed out on lunch, and she was famished. So she said,
I want the bread.
Now, I knew she was hungry, but I also knew that that's not the way we ask for something at our house. So I said to her, Lamb Chop, you know what to say when you want the bread.
Yeah, give me the bread.
Well, even Charlie Horse, who adores Lamb Chop, was bothered by that. Lamb Chop, where are your manners?
That did it.
Lamb Chop just stood up and announced,
I have had it with good manners. I hate manners, and I am leaving this table without even saying, "May I please be excused?"
Lamb Chop headed straight for her room, and Hush Puppy, who's a very neat little fella, went after her.
Well, I felt sorry for her, so I put together a peanut butter sandwich. No nuts. Yeah, she likes the smooth, gooey kind. But when I got to Lamb Chop's room, she announced, "I am going to run away." Where to? I don't know. Maybe there's a place where they do not allow manners. A place where there's even a tall wall around it to keep the manners out. And a huge wooden door in the wall, you know, with 5 giant locks in the door.
And suddenly Lamb Chop realized that everything she had described was appearing right there in the room, and the huge door with 5 giant locks was swinging open. Seconds later, a very weird-looking man waddled out.
What's the matter? You need a personal invitation? My name is Gross. This is the land of no manners. Now get in here, Lamb Chop.
I ran. Oh, a land of no manners sounded perfect.
10 steps in, Lamb Chop remembered Hush Puppy, and she looked back at him, waving at him to follow.
But before I could make up my mind whether to go or not to go, that big door slammed shut. I didn't know what to do. I was scared, so I ran to get Charlie Horse. But when we two raced back into the bedroom, there was nothing. I mean, no land and no manners, no wall, no big wooden door, no Mr. Gross. Charlie Horse just peered into the room, and then he sneered, "Okay, Lamb Chop, when you're through hiding, get out from under the bed and go to sleep."
But Lamb Chop was in the land of no manners, and she tells me that the first thing Mr. Gross did was give her a big scare. He turned her over to the Dinoslobs,
Which looked like dangerous dinosaurs. Yeah, but I discovered right away that the Dinoslobs didn't want to hurt me. Their job was to guard the land of no manners.
and to see that no well-mannered kids got in and no bad-mannered kids got out. Ever.
Now, each Dinoslaw was an expert at some disgusting, horrible habit.
And they had names to match.
Yeah, first there was Belcher, right at the gate. And Belcher constantly and noisily, very noisily, burped into other people's faces. Yeah, he loved doing it almost as much as he loved combing that big hunk of yellow hair on his head.
And then there was Filth. P-H-I-L-T-H, Filth.
He was dirty and messy because he didn't bathe a lot. A lot? Ever? Yeah, never. Yuck.
Apparently he didn't care whether or not he offended other people.
Offended? He grossed them out. How's that for bad manners? Whew.
And then there was the Dinoslob called Tantrum.
What a temper. He didn't care about anybody else's feelings. He just had a fit when he couldn't get his own way.
What about Slobber?
Right, Slobber. His thing was eating with his mouth open, and are you ready for this? He was always drooling and spitting food. And what's worse, he sneezed and coughed without covering his nose and mouth.
Anybody else?
No, that's it. Hey, what about Bumper?
Bumper?
Yeah, you forgot Bumper. On purpose, I was not one of his fans. He just wasn't nice. I mean, he was always banging into someone, and he loved shoving people around without so much as a "excuse me" or "I'm sorry."
Well, Bumper or no Bumper, Lamb Chop was in heaven because her dream had come true. She had come to a place where she would never have to worry about manners again.
Yeah, I figured, what had manners ever done for me?
Well, after she was introduced to all the Dinoslobs, Bumper walked up to Lamb Chop and said,
"Okay, you little twerp. What's the first thing you want to do in the land of no manners?"
So Lamb Chop answered,
Do you play games around here?
Bumper took Lamb Chop to the softball field, where they'd been trying to get a game started for the last 3 months. But they couldn't, because everyone on one team was screaming to be the pitcher. And as you probably guessed, everybody on the other team was fighting to be first at bat. So what you had was a pile of kids at the pitcher's mound scuffling for the ball and a gang of kids wrestling at home plate for the bat.
Shari, do you know what it's like to try and play a game when nobody has the good manners to follow the rules? Oh,
Disgusted, Lamb Chop plopped herself down in front of the TV set. But 20 other kids were there too, each fighting to watch a different program.
Which led to some pretty intense pushing and shoving and screaming and shouting.
With the TV dial being switched from one station to another, to another, to another.
I try to suggest that they talk about which show to watch first and come to an agreement, because that's the nice thing to do, right?
Right.
Yeah, but there was too much hollering.
You can't watch TV together with other people if they won't take turns.
No,
A little while later, Belcher took Lamb Chop to the dining room.
I was starved.
You don't forget, Lamb Chop hardly had a bite of lunch, and she never did get any dinner at home.
I didn't even get to taste that peanut butter sandwich you made.
I know, darling.
In the Land of No Manners dining room, there were lots of long tables.
Each table was surrounded by hundreds of,
No, dozens of.
yeah, maybe dozens of children.
The place was a mob scene. Children fighting and snatching food away from each other.
And just shoving it into their mouths with their hands. Oh,
The Dinoslov Slobber plopped down and started chewing with his mouth open, making all kinds of smacking sounds.
What about Belcher?
ugh. Belcher burped right in my face.
And nobody cared that they were sitting at the dining table with dirty hands.
Yeah, when I asked Filth, you know, Phil,
TH.
where can I wash? That big dinosaur pretended not to hear me. Huh, he didn't even answer.
Lamb Chop was so hungry, she didn't worry about it. She just heaped her plate with a big hamburger and lots of mashed potatoes.
But before Lamb Choppy could get that hamburger into her mouth, a girl snarled.
And she grabbed my hamburger.
And then a boy yelled.
Hey, there's my favorite food. Somebody else's hamburger.
Wait a second, you can't take my... Oh, I guess you can.
He stuck his fingers into her mashed potatoes and pulled away a big creamy blob.
Hey, stop that! What do you think you're doing? Where are your manners? It is bad enough you guys steal my food, but sticking your fingers into my mashed potatoes, blech! Now you've ruined my appetite.
So Lamb Chop figured she'd go to bed.
Yeah, I mumbled to Filth. You know, P-H...
ILTH.
Yeah, him. Filth, I always take a shower before I go to bed.
And what did Filth do?
He fainted.
So Slobber took Lamb Chop's hand
Ew, ugh.
and led the way.
But as soon as I turned on the water, the shower room door was flung open and 2 kids ran in.
Hurry up!
Taking you so long? You're using up
We
all
want to
of the
get in there and
water.
have a water fight.
Lamb Chop pulled the curtain shut, and she said,
Knock before you enter.
Not before we enter.
Why should we do that?
Why?
Because I may not want you in here, and I have a right to privacy.
Privacy? That's a good one.
Hurry up.
Yeah, get out of there.
Get out of here.
Lamb Chop realized that respecting the rights of others was a big part of good manners.
And I wasn't going to see any of that in the days ahead.
Not in that place.
Bumper knocked somebody out of a bed and told Lamb Chop the bed was hers.
And since nobody argued, I went to sleep.
Well, at home the next morning, I was awakened by Charlie Horse banging on the door to our room. breakfast time. Let's go. I gotta get you guys to school. Come on, come on.
Hush Puppy didn't know what to do. He just sat there, confused and muttering,
I don't understand it. It was right here. I saw it. I saw the tall wall. I saw the huge door. I saw the 5 locks. I saw...
And as Hush Puppy described it, piece by piece, the land of no manners reappeared in the room.
I grabbed that peanut butter sandwich. Did you grab it for me or for you? I don't know, darling. I grabbed it, and I just kicked at that huge door with the 5 locks, shouting, "Open up! I gotta get in!"
At the same moment that Hush Puppy was banging on one side of the door, on the other side, the Dinosaur Belcher was the center of attention.
He liked that.
Yeah, well, what everybody was looking at was Belcher blowing the biggest bubblegum bubble you ever saw.
Gigantic! Why, this pink bubble was as big as Belcher's whole head.
Wowee! That's
I've never seen
humongous.
anything like that.
Now, Belcher had his back to the huge door. You know, the one on which Hush Puppy was banging. And instead of turning and opening it, Belcher, with his mouth full of bubble, just mumbled,
Hold your horses!
Well, I wasn't gonna hold for anybody. I mean, I was really worried about you, Lamb Choppy. Hey, let me in. Open up this door. Come on, let me in there. I gotta get in.
So Hush Puppy kicked the door and screamed,
I wanna get in.
Boy, you was rude.
That's probably what did it, because all by itself, the door swung open to let Hush Puppy in, and as it did, it knocked Belcher over on his nose, splattering the sticky bubblegum bubble all over his face.
From the bottom of his chin to the top of his wacky-looking yellow hair.
Why, you scrawny little mud!
Belcher was furious. He grabbed Hush Puppy and held him high over his horrible head, squeezing Hush Puppy because he was so mad. Right, Hush Puppy?
Right, but even though I was being squished up way up high in the air there, I checked out Belcher's head because I noticed something pink stuck on the top of that big dinosaur's yellow hairdo.
What was it?
You know what it was. A big sticky wad of bubble gum.
Did you tell him?
Oh, yes. I said, excuse me, sir, Slob, yes, Slob. Do you know that you got bubble gum stuck in your hair?
Now, Belcher was so proud of his hair, he panicked.
Oh, no! You can't ever wash gum out of your hair!
Now, as a hound dog, I ain't got no hair. But I remembered something that a big girl in school once said.
To get bubblegum out of your hair, all you do is rub peanut butter into it. The oil will make the gum slide right out. Of course, you do have to wash your hair after that, but that's no big deal.
So Belcher grabbed Hush Puppy's sandwich, scooped some peanut butter off the bread, and rubbed it in his hair. And ta-da! It worked. The bubblegum slid out of that dinosaur's hairdo as easy as you please.
And do you know that rude, crude dinosaur was actually grateful?
Hey, you little mutt. I owe you one.
Well, what do you owe me?
I owe you a favor.
Oh, well, then do me a favor and take me to where Lamb Choppy is, please.
Lamb Choppy?
Yeah, I know she's someplace here in the land of no manners. Do me a favor, let me ride on your back so we could find Lamb Chop fast. Please.
And do you know that towering, powerful, dangerous-looking dinosaur actually got down on his knees?
Yes, and I climbed up on his back and I said, thank you.
Thank you?
Yes, thank you.
The other no-mannered kids were jealous when they saw Hush Puppy riding on Belcher's back.
Yeah, they were surprised to see me riding there.
He never let them ride.
Let us ride on it too.
What's so special about me? Take me. No, take me.
No,
Just the mutt. Just the mutt.
Oh, Belcher, let the kids ride too. Please?
Please?
Yes, please.
Well, the other kids saw that please had a good effect on Belcher, so they chanted.
Please?
Please. Oh, come on. Please. Please.
And the next thing you know, Belcher had lots of kids on his back, more than he could carry.
Hey, this is fun!
I mean, dinosaurs.
Wow! This is great!
And still more kids raced up, begging for a ride, too.
No fair!
Oh, it's
How'd you get up there?
So Belcher bellowed to the other Dinoslobs.
Hey, you guys, why don't you carry some kids on your backs, too?
Well, Tantrum just snorted at that idea.
No way.
Please?
And everybody else echoed.
Oh, come on, Tantrum, please. Pretty, please.
And at that, Tantrum decided that he was pleased to let some kids ride on his back. And so was Slobber. And soon most of the Dinoslobs were covered with kids.
And everybody searched everywhere for Lamb Chop.
At that very second, I was with Mr. Gross.
And Lamb Chop, who now knew how awful it is to live without manners, had just discovered something even worse.
Yeah, I found out that once you enter the land of no manners, Mr. Gross doesn't let you out.
When you're in, you're in.
And although she didn't know it, now I was in too.
And what they were both in was trouble.
Lamb Chop! Come on, answer us! Lamb Chop!
Lamb Chop heard everybody coming before she saw them.
They were all yelling at the top of their lungs. I ran to meet them. I was crying.
Lamb Choppy, where did you get those weird clothes?
When I went to bed, I took off my clothing, and at 3 o'clock in the morning, I woke up shivering.
Why?
My blanket was gone. So was my sweater, my hat, my scarf. And in place of my clothes, they left me this pile of rags.
Well, I guess somebody wanted your stuff, so they took it.
All of it.
What kind of place is this anyway?
I want to go home.
Oh, don't cry, Lamb Choppy.
I can't help it, Bumper. Nobody around here has any respect for anybody else. There is no privacy. Nobody takes turns.
So you can't watch television or play games or do anything.
I gotta tell you, I can see now that manners make a lot of nice things possible. I mean, without them, you miss all the fun. Do you know what I mean, Bumper?
Now, at that moment, Bumper didn't say anything, but Lamb Chop could see that the Dinoslobs and the no-mannered kids were really interested in what she was saying. Nearby, Mr. Gross was hiding.
And he was listening too.
And he was furious.
Actually, Mr. Gross was worried because he knew that good manners are catching, and now he realized that he had to get Lamb Chop and Hush Puppy out of the land of no manners.
Or we might talk the Dinoslobs and the other kids into acting nice.
Quick! Take that lamb and that dog to the gate and get them out of here now!
As they dragged us to the tall wall, I heard Belcher turn to Slobber, and he sighed.
I'm gonna miss those little guys.
And then Belcher cried. He dropped enormous tears on my head that wet me from head to toe.
And Bumper called to us.
Hey, kids, when you get a chance, write us a letter.
Bumper, your manners, that's no way to ask.
And then Big Bumper shyly whispered,
Write me a letter, please.
well, when Mr. Gross heard that, he screamed,
Please? What's with please? For that, Bumper, I'm gonna wash your mouth out with soap.
As Hush Puppy and Lamb Chop stepped through the huge door in the tall wall and entered their own room, they heard a loud knocking. They both turned away from the land of no manners,
and we faced the door to our room just as Charlie Horse busted in.
Hey, where you guys been?
Lamb Chop and Hush Puppy pointed over their shoulders, and together they said,
We've been there.
Charlie Horse looked past them at the blank wall.
What are you talking about? And what kind of a costume are you wearing, Lamb Chop?
And then Charlie Horse laughed.
I don't know what you guys have been up to, but hey, come on, get a little move on. Get your stuff together, all right? We're gonna be late for school. Come on, come on, come on. Doing magic like you never thought you could, Lamb Chop.
A great imagination has magic, don't you know? Try it and discover the places it can go.
It can paint great pictures all across your mind. Oh, yes, and help you find the answers you've been trying to find. You can take a hard day.
Oh, this is sad.
When things are going bad,
Getting worse.
and turn it into just the greatest day you've ever had.
Do you believe in magic?
Want you to.
Oh, yes. Please believe in magic. For me,
Yeah, Lamb Choppy.
but mostly for you.